Hello, Create Schools. Today we're going to talk about the colonial system. This is the third part in our age of exploration. And basically, after everything was explored, then what happened? So we're going to concentrate this on colonial America. And first, I just want to show you, here are the 13 original colonies in America. And we'll be learning more about them in the next class, but we've got what we call our New England colonies. Then these are our middle colonies, and these are our southern colonies. And so we'll just explain what all of this means and what all of this did for the rest of the world. Okay, so basically with the colonial system, it started a new type of economy that's called a market economy. And now please remember the word economy, anytime you talk about it, you're talking about the money system in the world. So when you hear the word economy, you're thinking money, how the world, how it operates, how people make money, all of that. So in the beginning, if you remember, back in the medieval times, basically everything was kind of traded with labor. So when the people wanted protection from all the invading marauders, they would go into the keep or the castles of the lords, and then for this protection they would have to pay part of their crops or pay something of not of money value but of trading value, and that indentured them to the lord. But what happened is in the market economy, people started getting actual money. So right here we just say that the labor was given monetary value. So when I did my work, I actually got paid money. And in turn, what this meant is I could buy things. And so when I was buying things, I was able to help influence the price of things. So if there's a lot of demand for something, the price of it goes up. So basically, if everyone wants a certain type of purse or a certain type of bag, everyone wants it, the price goes up because more people want it. If nobody wants it and they've got too many things, then that goes down. So that is basically the law of supply and demand. So you need to just understand that at a very basic level, the more people who want things, the higher the price, and the less people that want things, the lower the price. And also make sure you understand that people now were paid with money. And so it's very important to remember what was it like beforehand, and then you can understand what it's like now. So go ahead and pause this video and take these notes down. So along with that, we go with the colonies. What is a colony? Why do we care about a colony? And what is the colonial system? So I'm going to jump down here and talk about the mercantilism first. So what's going on is the mercantilism system. Mercantilism, the word is merchant here. Merchants are the people who buy and sell things. So when you have a colonial system or a mercantilism system, what that means is you have a lot of goods, and with those goods you're able to sell those goods. Okay, so basically what was going on in the colonies, if you go back to thinking about what the triangle trade looked like, and actually I'm going to pop back here to the triangle trade picture. So what was going on here is that people were creating markets to be able to sell. So in in Europe over here, if they had colonies over here, they were able to have more places that they can produce things, more places that they can grow things. And then these people over here in the Americas had to sell their stuff over here to the mother country. A mother country is the country that had the colony. So here in the Americas, the mother country was England. Here, all this in Latin America, the mother country was Spain. And there was a line that was drawn right here. And so all of this area was given to Portugal, and all of this area over here was given to Spain. So over here we did have a couple French colonies. A lot of this was owned by France until the 1800s. And so what these colonies did is they gave more area so the mother country could produce more, and they were required to sell it over there. So then what was going on is then slaves and things were sent to Americas and the West Indies over here, so the slaves could work the land, so therefore more things could be produced, and so for therefore the mother country can have a higher profit. Okay, so let me pop back to where we actually are. You have those other notes already. So we're in the mercantilism right now. So what was also going on is people were creating cottage industries. So again, I have to explain what was going on beforehand so you understand what's going on now. Beforehand, if I was a low income person, if I was a peasant, I needed new clothes, I would have to get my wool or get my cotton. Then I would have to spin it into thread. Then I would have to weave that thread into cloth, and then with that cloth I had to make my clothes. So back then people had very little clothes because it was very expensive and a lot of work and really hard, and maybe some people kind of worked together to be able to produce things, but in general everyone had to do it on their own. But then what happens is a cottage industry started. A cottage is another word just for a small house, so like a huta or something. So a cottage industry, what would happen is one household would then spin the wool or spin the cotton into thread. And then once you've made the thread or the yarn, you would sell that or sell that to another cottage industry, and they would then weave it. And then that person who weaved it would then sell it to someone who would sew it. And then actually people back then made clothes from cloth though, but they didn't have to start from the basics once the cottage industry started. So basically the cottage industry, instead of you having to do it all on your own, your household would specialize into one sector, and then you would sell that to a merchant, and then the merchant then would sell it then to somebody else who would do the next step. So cottage industries are your first step for big industrialization. So right now we have factories that do all of that stuff, and a lot of factories are specialized in what they do. So I hope that makes sense, the cottage industries and mercantilism. You basically just need to have a basic understanding in your head right now. You should have a picture of, in the past, people didn't, or in the medieval times, the beginning of the Renaissance, the people didn't actually produce anything to sell, to make money, the poor people. What they did is they had to take care of themselves mainly. Yes, we did have some merchants who did sell things, but they mainly sold to the rich people. Okay, and then what we had is they expanded the area into the colonies, and so therefore the colonies could trade things, or could sell things to the mother country or bring things to the mother country, and the host country, so like England, the mother country, then would be able to have all of the revenue, all of the money, and all of the things that they had in the Americas. So therefore England could become wealthier. So then cottage industry started. People started specializing in what they did, and a lot of this drove a market economy, which means that the people actually had money. They could sell things, and they earned money, and the more people who wanted things, the higher the price went. Now this is extremely simplified, so it would be easier to understand, just so you're able to kind of understand the interrelationship of what's going on. So if you have any questions, please ask me in the next class, because we will be having a test on this once you come back to school. Okay, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.